functions. We know what the 6 trig functions are, hopefully. Let's go ahead and name them. Sine, cosine, tan, cosecant, secant, and cotan. Good. Go ahead at the top of your paper if you need to write SOHCAHTOA. If you don't know these by heart, you're going to have to know them by next Thursday, but go ahead and write them up there if you need them. Alright, when they give you a point, what's the x value always going to be? A, adjacent. Good. Y is always what? So we're missing. Good. How do we find the hypotenuse? Which would be 16 plus equals c squared, which is 25. Good. So c is what? Very good. So this is our h. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So sine is what over what? So 3 over 5. Very good. What's the opposite of sine? Cosecant. Good. So you basically do hypotenuse over what? Opposite. So it's what? Very good. Next trig function. No certain order. Just give me another trig function. Okay? Cosine is what over what? So, very good. What goes with cosine? Secant, which is the opposite, so it would be very good. Negative can go on top or bottom, doesn't matter. Alright, next one is tan. So tan of theta would be blank over blank. Yes, so what? Good. And then cotan would be, sorry I didn't leave y'all a lot of room. If you want to do these on a separate sheet, that's fine. What were you about to say? Okay. Alright, so I won't do any more with these with you because y'all know how to do these.
So are we doing odds homework?
If y'all want to. Y'all want to change it up since we just did number 1. Just leave it evens for homework. So 2 and 4 from up here is your homework. Let's do one of these. Any specific one, 6 through 8? Okay. This is just naming the quadrant. The quadrant which theta lies. Which means all you have to know is if what's positive in each quadrant, right? Which trig function, let me draw a little coordinate plane. Which trig function is positive in quad 1? All in quad 2? Very good. In quad 3? Tan and in quad 4? Very good. All students take calculus. All students take calculus. Okay. So this first one, number 6, it says sine theta is greater than 0. That means sine is positive or negative? Positive. This says cosine is positive. So where is sine and cosine both positive? Quadrant 1. Very good. That's it. Over this way? Yes. So they just want the quadrant on that one. Alright, on this next group, 9, 10, or 11, which one do y'all want to do together? Okay. Alright, the directions say, I'll move up. Find the exact value of each remaining trig function. How many trig functions did they give us in number 11? So we have how many more? 5. Good. They give us the what over what for cosine?
1 over 3. Or adjacent over 3.
Good. Adjacent is 1. Hypotenuse is 3. They also give us this information. What is this telling us? So it's in what quad? Very good. Which means that which one's positive? Cosine and secant, but the rest of them have to be negative. Okay? First we need to find what? Yeah, we can start there. We can find secant because secant's the opposite of cosine. So secant would be what? Very good. But to find the rest of them, we have to find what? To find opposite. Good. All right, tell me how to set that up.
1 squared plus
Good.
b squared equals 3 squared.
Which is
9.
9. All right, how do I solve for b here?
Subtract 1.
And b squared equals
8.
8. So I have to take the square root of 8. Can I do that? Can I simplify it? Yes. So it'd be 2 root 2. So that's our what that we just found?
3 squared.
Yeah. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. So our hypotenuse squared would be 9. Alright, give me a trig function. Sine. Alright, so that would be what over what? So 2 square root of 2 over what? Am I missing anything? Are you sure? Negative. Good. Because we're in quad 4, so everything's negative except cosine and secant. Alright, for the opposite of that, which is what? Cosecant. What goes on bottom? Or excuse me, what goes on top? And what goes on bottom? Okay. What do I need to get rid of? So that's when I'm multiplying the top and bottom by square root of 2. So what's on top? What else? Good. Negative 3 square root of 2. Now on bottom, stay with me. What's square root of 2 times square root of 2? Good. Times negative 2? Yes, but I already put the negative on top, so I won't need it. Square root of 2 times square root of 2 would be square root of 4, right, Antonio? Square root of 4 is what? Times 2? 4.
Isn't the 4 supposed to be negative?
It doesn't matter which one. Like if I were to ask you 6 divided by negative 2, you get what? Negative 3, right? But if I swap it, negative 6 divided by positive 2, you still get negative 3. Same thing. Any other questions? Alright, next one we need to find is what? Tan, and that's blank over blank. Yes, opposite over adjacent, which is 1, so we don't really need that. But what else do I need here? Negative, good. Alright, cotan is going to be what over what? Very good. What do I need to multiply the top and bottom by? So on top, negative root 2 over 4. Very good. Can I simplify the 2 and 4 right here? Nope, because one of them's underneath a what? Radical. Everybody good so far? Any questions, Pearl? Alright, on 12 through 14, which one do y'all want to do? Alright. 2 trig values are given. Find the remaining 4. So we're getting smaller. We just had to find 5. Now we have to find 4. They give us sine and cosine. First thing I want you to notice is that sine is negative, cosine is positive. So what quad are we in?
3. No.
Where is cosine positive but sine negative?
4.
Quad 4. Good. Second thing I want you to identify, what is my opposite right here?
Oh, 4. Negative 4.
Okay, adjacent. Notice that these are different. That's a problem, right? Why do you think they're different?
Cosine is.
No.
Wait, so does that mean that?
I'll tell you what. Let me come over here. I'm going to work. I need to throw this one away. Each one separately. Let's just look at sine theta right now, okay? So let's just pretend we just have sine. Nope. Alright, this would be our what on top? opposite, hypotenuse, so we need to find adjacent, right? So we do 16, because 4 squared plus b squared equals
Oh.
25. Then we would subtract and get b squared equals 9. So b equals, so our adjacent equals 3. Now let's do it the other way. 5/4 for cosine. This means this is our what? And this is our, so it'd be, must be a misprint.
This is what happened the other day.
I know, but this one, that one, I figured it out. The values were the same when we did this. I'll explain in a second. That one was okay, but this one's not, because why do we know from here it's not right?
The hypotenuse isn't the same.
Good. You can't have this side be bigger than the hypotenuse. Did everybody see that? This must be a misprint. This is probably
Yeah, it's
supposed
just a
to
bad problem.
Yeah. Yeah, just mark that one off. This one was a.
Number 12. 13.
14?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's look at tan first. Tan is blank over blank. Okay, so opposite is adjacent. Let's find our hypotenuse. Tell me how to set that up. 4 what? Plus 9 equals? Good. So this would be, yes, square root of 13. And can we simplify that? So that's our h. Sure. Alright, we just have to find the 4 other trig functions. Let's start with sine. Okay, sine is blank over blank.
Opposite over.
Very good, Antonio. Can we leave it like this?
No.
So we have to multiply by. So on top we would have over. Am I missing anything?
Wait. That's not even. Can we check the quadrant?
Well, we necessarily wouldn't have to right here. We know this is the opposite of sine, right?
Yes.
This has to be what? Negative. Good. But let's check the quad while we're here. Where is tangent positive but sine negative? Quad 3. Very good. That means everything's going to be negative except tan and cotan.
Wait, why'd you change the sign?
Yeah, why is it negative?
Because its boyfriend is negative. So basically this is the same as sine. You just swap them. So it has to be negative if that one's negative.
Oh, are you talking about cosecant?
Yes, cosecant and sine are the same thing except you flip their fractions. So they have to have the same sign.
Where it says 2/√13, there's like a negative next to that.
Yeah, that's a negative.
No, like where it says sine theta equals.
Yeah, that's a negative right here. I didn't put one here.
Okay, that's one.
Yeah. That's why I said, am I missing anything? Alright, cosine is blank over blank.
Adjacent over.
So 3 over what? But let's save ourselves some trouble. Wouldn't these be the same thing? They would, except what's going to be here?
3.
Yes. So it's going to be negative 3 square root of 13 over 13. Alright, what's left? Secant. So that's going to be the opposite of what? Yes. So wouldn't it be similar to this? What's the only difference? No, remember, these are our opposite functions. Yes, it'd be negative square root of 13 except over 3 this time. And if y'all can't do that in your head, that's fine. You can work it out. You can work it out the long way. You'll still get the same thing. Alright, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 so far. What's my last one I'm missing? Cotan, and that's going to be the opposite of? Yes, so it's going to be 3 over 2. Very good. Alright, I will let you pick just 2 from 15 through 39. Actually, we can do 3. Any specific ones?
29, 39, and 20.
Okay, 22, 38, and 29. Here we go. Alright, secant is the opposite of what? Yes. So basically we can find cosine with our hand trick and then just flip it upside down. What is negative 180 divided by 4?
60.
Negative 45. Good. Alright, to find its reference angle, first of all, this angle has to be positive. Okay? How can I change negative 45 and find the positive degree? Do y'all remember? No. We can't find its reference angle until this is a positive degree. So let me draw a picture. Negative 45 would be right here, correct? If you go start from 0 and go backwards 45. So what is this as a positive degree?
Oh, 315.
315. But if you can't think of that, you could just add what to this negative 45? 360. Good. Yes, we're doing one step at a time, Antonio, like you tell me. Why don't you slow down? Okay, so negative 45 degrees, negative 45 and 315 are the same thing. So basically if it's negative, you just add 360. Alright, how do I find 315's reference angle? Yes, which is going to give us what? Very good. So we're finding cosine of 45. Before that, what quad was this in? This original angle? Good. Quad 4.
Wait, is it always going to be the same?
What do you mean? Like this? Oh, no. Not always. Not always. Alright, hand trick. Which finger is 45? Okay. Which side is cosine?
Right side.
Nope. The left side, which in this case it doesn't really matter. You take the what of these two fingers? So square root of over. Good. Square root of 2 over 2. And this was in quad 4, so is cosine positive or negative in quad 4? Positive. Very good. Oh, sorry, we're not done yet. Because we're not finding cosine, we're finding what? Secant. So we have to do what with that value? Flip it. By what? Okay. It'd be 2 square root of 2 over 2, which simplifies to root 2. And I'm going to show y'all something right quick, how to check these.
Wait, how'd you get 2 back?
Say that again, Antonio.
How'd you get square root of 2 back?
Because 2 divided by 2 is 1. Let me see your calculator right quick. I'll show you how to check these, and I know you're going to ask me this when I get done showing you, but I'll address it then. You can type in secant of negative 45 degrees in your calculator, and it'll give you this value. Or you can type in cosine, whatever. So if I was going to do secant, that's the opposite of what? Yes. So to type in your calculator, you just do, can y'all see that? 1 divided by, if you want to try it, cosine. So it's the opposite, it's 1 over cosine, right? 1 over cosine of, this was negative 45 degrees, right? This right here. Hit enter, and then it gives you this crazy number. Okay, now type your answer in, which our answer was what? Square root of 2. See how they're the same thing? That's how you can check it. And some of these you can just type in and it'll give you the answer like 2 or 1/2, and you can just write that down. But would you know this was the square root of 2 by just looking at it? No, that's why you have to know the hand trick. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do the next one together. Here you go. Oh, sorry.
Wait, hold on.
Yes.
The answer root 2.
Number that you got when I put in.
I got, yes, it was root 2. What did you say now?
I didn't get the number that you got. You got like 1.41.
Yes.
1.90.
Oh.
Let me see how you, oh, it's probably because your calculator's in radian mode. Oh, you typed in 1 divided by square root of 2. Yeah. Oh, okay. I need to check. Yeah, it needs to be on degree. That's fine. There you go. You're welcome. Alright. This next one is the opposite of what? Okay. Go ahead and figure out what negative 5 times 180 divided by 4 is, and you can just say it out loud.
I'm sorry, what? 225.
Negative 225? Alright, we have to do what to it first? Nope. Add 360, which will give you what? Okay. And 135 is in what quad? 2. And the reference angle, you would just subtract this from 180, correct? So the reference angle is what? Alright. So sine of 45 degrees. We're going to find it, and then of course we need to swap it. So sine of 45, that's your middle finger. And sine's on this side. So sine of 45 is what? Over. Good. Square root of 2 over 2. Do we leave it like this?
No.
We have to flop it because we're finding the opposite. So it'd be 2 over square root of 2. We have to multiply the top and bottom by square root of 2. So we get 2 square root of 2 over, which is just, and now let's check our sign. Sign in quad 2, is that going to be positive or negative? In quad 2. Good. Yes.
If we can do that in our head, can we just write down the answer?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't mind. Do whatever way, as long as you get the right answer, I don't care.
Alright, thank you.
You're welcome. I don't. I really don't. Alright, next one. And last one. We don't have to flop this time. We're just finding cosine of this. And go ahead and tell me what negative 8 times 180 divided by 3 is. Number 38. Has 38 beside it. Yeah, I don't need to go over this one? Okay, you do. So then tell me negative 8 pi over 3, what that would be. Negative what now? Alright, we have to do what to this? Add what? Go ahead and do that. And what would it give you? Negative what? 120 what? I can't hear y'all when you whisper. Thank you. And then we still have to do what? Add 360. So it's cosine of, which is in quad what? Alright. So find the reference angle. Go ahead and say that out loud. Everybody agree? Alright, cosine of 30 then. Which finger is that?
First finger.
This one?
No, second finger.
Alright. Which side is cosine, left or right?
Left side, so square root of 3.
Good. Square root of 3 over 2. Now let's check our sign. In quad 3, is cosine positive or negative?
Negative.
That's it. Alright, so y'all know the deal. Homework's due on Thursday, and it's your even problems. If you want to do the study guide and homework, do all of it, and it's still due on Thursday. Put everything away, including your notes, literally everything. You're doing the checkpoint without your notes.